William, it's really not that funny.
No, but after one of your martinis it is. Oh, I'm halter bursting. Dear Will and Disgrace.
I'm so pissed. I've only had one of them and they go straight to your head.
And executive producer Bob. Oh no, he starts next year. Firstly, may I send thanks to you for the fantastic podcast. I have spent the last 3 weeks playing your entire back catalogue. No mean feat considering how meaty your back sea is. Reliving the past few years through your trials and tribulations has been a wonderful journey and a distraction from the crazy world we now endure. And just like your good selves, I am now mad for the D. What a delicious revelation. Thank you, kind sirs. You both are national treasures in my eyes. On to my dilemma. Some months ago, quite late at night, a notification flashed up on my slimline telephone, informing me that a good friend of mine was live on Facebook. I immediately thought this to be odd, as my friend is not really into the socials. I proceeded to open the app and was horrified to see a live video of him in his ensuite bathroom, spread over the front camera of his phone, legs akimbo, seemingly investigating his gooch. That's the fleshy part between the chocolate starfish and the ball bag. Suddenly, there was a kerfuffle and the Facebook Live presentation ended with a quick shot of his face, looking absolutely mortified.
He was checking his arse on Facebook Live.
I was stunned into silence.
He didn't know he was on Facebook Live.
The following morning, his wife called me in hysterics, explaining her husband had thought he was using the camera on his phone to see if he had a pimple on his aforementioned gooch.
Yeah, I bet that's the excuse I'd use as well.
Only realising he was using Facebook Live when it was too late. Apparently, there had only been 5 viewers of his fall from grace, and his wife asked if I had been one of them.
This is fucking brilliant.
Out of respect and to spare his embarrassment, I lied and said I had not seen it. By this point, his wife and I were in hysterics, laughing uncontrollably. To this day, he is quite anxious about who had seen him that fateful night. I feel rather guilty for fibbing. And so, did I do the correct thing, or does his anxiety of mystery viewers warrant a confession? Also, what is the correct etiquette for investigating one's gooch? Yours sincerely, PK Rooney.
One's gooch. Okay, as I would have said at first, it's better to lie, sometimes white lies, but I think it's better to be honest in this situation, so at least he can tick one of the 5 off and then he knows.
I mean, I guess it depends on your relationship with the person.
He's going to go around the rest of his life, every party he goes to, every time he goes into work, it's like, are they seeing it?
Yeah, did they see it?
Yeah, it's regrettable. It is. I'd move abroad if that was me. Someone seen me checking out a spot on my ass on FaceTime, Facebook Live. How did he end up on Facebook Live?
I'm guessing. I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Maybe the friend is slightly older, and didn't necessarily know what app does what.
Why don't you just check in a mirror?
Or just ask your significant other to have a look.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than broadcasting on Facebook Live.
If you had a spot on your ass, would you get Kat to look at it? What about a pile?
Doctor. Or go to the doctors.
For a pile?
Well, yeah.
For Jeremy Kyle? Let's get some anusol.
This next letter is from...
Sorry, I've got my Christmas jumper on. I've not worn it since last year. It's a bit dusty. Oh, wait, I've got another one. Great content. This is why we don't win awards.
This one is from Jill. Dear William... Oh, you're...
Carry on. Carry on.
This one is from Jill. Dear William, I don't like Adidas Yeezy trainers. However, my husband does. What the hell are Yeezy trainers?
I don't know about this sneeze.
Sneezy.
Go on.
I don't like Adidas Yeezy trainers, but my husband does.
You've just read that bit.
He has now purchased a pair of their sliders. Hideous. Still no idea. Is it acceptable for me
Flip-flops.
Oh, right. Is it acceptable for me to sneakily take them out of the suitcase before we leave for holiday?
No.
I will replace them with a plain black pair so he will not have sliders, So he will still have sliders, just not the designer ones. Please pass my best regards to your friend and colleague Jordan. Yours sincerely, Jill Blair. Jill sends her regards.
Oh, thanks, Jill. No, Jill, don't do this, because Wendy did this on holiday once, and it really pissed Graham off, and they didn't speak for the first 3 days.
Right.
They went on holiday together, and they were over on cases, because mums and dads dead, like, you know, they actually weigh cases and stuff before they go away. And they were over. So my mum took all of his books out for holiday, loads of his clothes, loads of his shoes, so she could keep hers, and he went mad. So don't take him out.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
But then I get it, Jill, if he's an older, because my dad went into a phase of buying Converse.
At what age?
We're talking a couple of years ago. He's got Converse.
Would I suit a pair of Yeezys?
He'd suit a pair of Jordans, I think.
Jordans?
Yeah.
What are they?
Yeah, the Nike Air Jordans, is it? Yeah.
Oh, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he'll check you.
Well, maybe for Christmas,
Oh,
I'll put on a late addition to my Christmas list, a pair of Yeezys.
Please let me dress you for one of your next etiquette classes. I'll put you in a pair of Jordans and skinny jeans.
What is it, 2014?
Yeah. Hey. No, I'm a slim fit these days. Well,
do you know what my jean tailoring is? Or in fact, all trousers? Straight. It's always ironic.
It's the only thing about you that is. You cracked the bloody joke.
Yes, I know, but mine was funny. This is not typed. This is not handwritten. This is typed, but it's on lovely letterhead, so we'll go with it. Okay. So we'll allow it in. It's from Terry and Carl. Sounds like a sitcom. Dear William Jordan and executive producer Ben. Firstly, I would like to apologise for the type letter rather than its handwritten alternative. I fear that if I sent a letter in with my handwriting, it would take so long to decipher it that Ben would probably have snuck his way into a chief executive producer role by the time the message got across. No danger of that.
I'm pissed.
Additionally, please excuse the company letterhead. I could say that I've been encouraged to write in by a fellow G&Diva co-worker of mine, and thus it seemed appropriate. But in reality, I just want to get paid to write this letter. Work smart, not hard, I suppose.
Yep.
I also wanted to say a massive thank you to the whole Sexted team. Last year, I left university, and as much as I tried, I wasn't quite prepared for the shift between living with a house of friends and living by myself. After being introduced to the podcast by my co-worker Carl, the aforementioned G&Diva, I heard your voices, and they made me laugh, and it keeps me company.
Oh,
Niceties aside, I write with a question that I'm hoping you can provide some advice for. Soon, I'll be moving in with my partner and his parents whilst we save some money for the next stage of our life. But I have one worry. His mother is a feeder. Her meals get to the point where you can't eat for 15 minutes straight and still sees no difference when you look down at your plate. Currently, I do my best to be a grateful guest. I have always been taught that it's poor etiquette to not finish your plate, but quite frankly, it's getting ridiculous. I work for a bus company, which I know isn't particularly known for its slenderness, apologies Carl, but I worry that should this matter not be addressed, I'll no longer need to hop on a bus to get to work, as I'll be fine rolling down the road of my own accord. So my question is, how do I address it? I've tried making light of the situation with her, but regardless of how many jokes I make, she still presents me with the same portion size. Please help me. I'm only one man fighting my way through torrential amounts of spag bowl and roast dinners. Both Carl and I will be eagerly waiting your reply. Yours, Terry Vincent, brackets, more of a William, and Carl Cropper, brackets, more of a Jordan.
Thanks, Terry. Terry, I hear you, sister. I hear you. This was my childhood.
Really?
This is why I was... You've seen pictures of me as a kid, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've seen... We'll get some pictures and put them up, but I was...
Will we?
I was quite...
Are you sure you want those out there?
I was quite chubby as a child and as a teenager because I was brought up by a feeder too. And I also, apparently, I used to have 3 teas when I was younger. So I'd go to my Auntie Calf's after...
Yeah, but that was your own fault.
After nursery, and she'd make me like a butty.
And then you'd go and tell your mother that you hadn't been fed.
Then my mum would make me tea. And then I'd go across to my Auntie Linda's. Right, and my Auntie Linda would make me like something to eat. And I'd have 3 teas for ages. And then it's why I'm so greedy now. So you've just got to hear me out, because I'm like a puppy. I will eat until I'm sick. But you've just got to have one portion and be like, that'll do me. Or maybe suggest some nights of the week that you're going to make your own tea.
Okay.
Your advice? Oh God, it's Northern. I'm assuming that she's a Northern mum. Mum's just like feeding you.
Hull.
Yeah, oh God, up there they feed you. Hull. I remember when I went to uni and decided
they feed you until you're full.
It's not that funny, William. It's really not that funny.
No, but after one of your martinis, it is. Oh, I'm halter bursting. Gets funnier.
I'm pissed at you.